And here we are, another edition of A Step Above. So today is, wait a minute, March 12th, 2019, Tuesday. And it's a balmy 49 degrees here in Virginia. I know you people in Florida are laughing at me, but anyway, hey, it is what it is. So today our topic is going to be a continuation of my last newsletter. And the last newsletter was, if it were up to me, and I know every one of you have heard people say that. Today, we're going to talk about if it were up to me, friends. Now, some people say I've kind of gone to meddling here when I get into these areas, but, you know, I've got to tell you the truth, and I have to tell you what makes success. And success is not one thing that you do. It is an accumulation of events, actions, deeds, words. Success comes from the culmination or the cumulative input from all of the things you do, say, think, write, whatever. You look at people that are, well, many of us would consider failures. And I want to use winos as an example. And you see this wino laying on the street with his bottle of wine, and you think, oh, that is so sad. Look at that poor, sorry character. Wait a minute. Why is he there? Why is he like that? Oh, there were events that took place in his life. This happened, that happened, blah, blah, blah. You know, we can try to justify just about anything. The truth is, he's there because of a cumulative effect of choices he made throughout his life. Oh, yeah. One event does not put somebody over the edge. One event may be the last straw. It might be the tipping point. But there's an accumulation of things that happen in your life. Why do people stop going to church? Oh, no, they've backslid. They've given up on God. They don't have faith anymore. Whatever. The reason they stop going to church is the church, people, pastor, whatever, is not meeting the needs that they have. No, you pastors, I know you are upset with me right now. Sorry. It's just a fact. Maybe your sermons aren't really getting under their skin where it needs to get. I don't mean make them mad. When I was growing up, oh, if the preacher doesn't step on my toes, I know he's not doing a good job. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about giving people things that are important to their development. Spiritual, physical, emotional, financial. A church needs to meet all needs. Now, I know some of you out there, pastors, are going like, do you know how little staff I have? There's just me and the music minister. I understand that. I understand. Been in and around the ministry for a lot, probably more years than most of you have been alive. I understand. I know how you feel. I have felt that way. Man, I know. But what I found is that we are able to meet the needs of not only the congregation, people in business, our employees, our employer, our customers, by just sitting back and thinking for just a minute. Think about your overall business. And then I'm going to lead right into my topic for today. How many of you, pastors first, how many of you pastors take time and really engage in hiring a new staff person or an employee, say, for the church? Or say your church runs a daycare. How involved are you? Or you just let somebody else do it because you're so busy? You're so busy doing all the important things that a pastor does. What a crock. You need to be involved. Hire the right people. Look at who you're hiring. Make the best decision possible with your staff, if you have a staff. You are the key element to make the final decision and, to the best of your ability, to make the right decision. And when you've made a mistake, correct it. No, don't keep them on staff of 25 years because, well, I don't hurt their feelings. Hey, if it's the wrong fit, it's the wrong fit. Simple as that. You can go to any reasonable person and say, you know what? You've been here for 3 months and our choir is actually in half of what it was when you started. The music is not apparently meeting the needs of this particular congregation. Every congregation has different musical tastes. I'm not talking about any one in particular. I don't think this is a good fit. I think you need to pursue other venues, and we'll give you 30 days to do that while we look for a replacement. Oh, Pastor, I need this job. Oh, my family. Oh, I'm sorry. I'll change. No, I don't want you to change. You're your own person. What you need to do is look at, oh boy, I'm going to have to pause this thing. Now, I don't know if I can do that. So, I guess the U.S. government's just going to have to wait, and I'll get back to them. Whatever. You never know when you're doing these things live what's going to happen. So, assess the people that you're putting on staff or in your business. And that brings us right into your friends, your associates, your family, co-workers, people that you go fishing or jogging with, or, whatever. The people that are in your life have an impact on your success. Yes, they do. You might think, oh, not me. I'm so good. No, you're not. Nobody's that good. Whoever is in your life impacts you. I think we'll have to have a thing saying coffee with the Rev. Man, I sure like drinking my Step Above coffee. You can go to my website, www.stepabove.life, and order some. I had to get a little plug in there. But anyway, thank you guys for listening to me. But the people in your life will impact your success. It might be a spouse. Oh, yeah. You love that woman or man. However, after you got married and you started pursuing or going further in your chosen career, perhaps there were times that caused disruptions in the family. And your spouse was not an understanding spouse and said, you need to quit that job, blah, 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 blah. Well, maybe no. You like this house? Do you like the car? Do you like the clothes? Do you like having food? No, I'm not quitting this job. But that's somebody, your spouse, you can't get rid of. You shouldn't get rid of. Let me rephrase that. You shouldn't get rid of. Just because because they don't understand your job doesn't mean get rid of it. What you do need to do is you and your spouse go out for a dinner somewhere without the kids, without any cell phones on, turn them off, leave them in the car, and go to somewhere low lighting. Maybe it's a little noisy. I prefer noise because that way people can't listen into what you're saying. And say, I realize my job sometimes interferes with our smooth running home life, but it brings in income to keep us going. So, no, I cannot quit this job. I do need to do these things to keep us financially sound. What things can I do that will make this more palatable, that will make it more acceptable, that will make it work better with the things that you have planned? And work it out. It's called compromise. Marriage is compromise. It's not one way or the other. It's not my way or the highway. What a bunch of baloney. Two people, both intelligent, both having basically sound minds, sit down and talk about whatever the issue, whatever the concern, and work it out. Is it an ongoing process? Oh, yeah. I've been married 45 years. It's great. I love my wife. However, there's times that we have to talk about things that's come about. Maybe something to do with something with the church, or something to do with job, or something to do with the business, or something to do with a neighbor, or you know what? It's just life. And life is so much more pleasant when two people can sit down and intelligently talk about anything. Come to a compromise. Not every person's getting everything they want, but it's workable. And those people in your life that are putting you down or saying, oh, this can't work and that can't work, be sure and get my newsletter this week. Text me or email me and request I'll send it to you for free this week. However, these people, if they won't change, if they keep haranguing you and telling you, oh, you can't do that, you can't do this, and or here's the really, this one gets under my skin. It's the one that, oh, my good friend, I'm so sorry you're having so much trouble. If only you would do things this way, or if only, you know what, they want to see you fail. But they're acting like your good friend, your good buddy. They just love you to pieces. They want to eat you up. No, they want to see the bottom fall out. Oh, yeah, I'm a realist. I understand that. The thing for you is, do you understand that? Can you see through their false care and affection for you? If you can, do something about it. If you can't, I just pray for you. Some people look like they are just your best friend in the whole entire world, and yet away from you, they're doing everything they can to undermine you. There's not a lot of those people. It's a very, very, very small percentage of people, but they're there. I'm just telling you. Anyway, so much for this week. Look at your friends. Assess with whom you associate. Family and people that you feel a lot of affection for, and you sit down with them by themselves, of course, and tell them that, you know, what you're saying about me not doing this, or I shouldn't do that, it's really hurtful because this is something I really want to do, and I'd like you to be on board with me. You know what? 99.999% will say, oh, I am so sorry. I want you to be successful. I was only concerned for you because in their mind, this is something they might not want to do. And so their concern for you really was because of their own fears and apprehensions. But they'll say, hey, I'm for you. I'm with you. Let's see you go for it. Well, then watch out, because, man, they'll be calling you every other day going, did you do it? Have you accomplished this? How are you doing this week? Are you up? Did you get up yet? It's 9:15 in the morning. Are you on the ball? Man, they're going to become your best cheerleader. And I know some of you are probably going, oh, no, I don't want that. But they really are concerned about you. They really want you to be successful, and that's why they do that. So anyway, look at the people with whom you associate. Those that are really negative and actively are trying to see you fail, distance yourself from them. If it's a coworker at work, do not interact with them any more than you have to. And don't undermine them. Don't undermine them. If you're a Christian, pray for them. If you're not a Christian, think good thoughts. Think good thoughts. And the Bible says, when you think good thoughts or do good to people that's trying to harm you, it's like heaping burning coals of fire on their head. Oh man, they can't stand it. And in many cases, I don't know what the percentage is, but I've heard a lot of stories. 90% of the people that have told me these stories, so I can use that percentage, 90% of the people that's told me these stories have said these people became their good friends. It's incredible. I thought, wow, that's fantastic. That's great. You gained a friend. But whatever you do today, be a step above in everything you do, everything you act, everything you write, emails, texts. Make sure they are positive and upbeat. Don't put people down. And if you disagree with somebody, that's okay. It's okay to have a different opinion. But don't disparage them for their opinion. They have their opinion too. I'm not saying be a wimp. Keep your opinion. However, let the other person keep their opinion. They have a right to it. This is America. We have a right to our own opinions. You don't have to agree with every person, but you do need to get along with every person. This is a rep, the internet pastor, the one, the only, the original, saying, make the day exceptional in every way.